Hey guys, okay, so let's get right down to it. If you haven't been watching, basically, if you literally haven't even heard about it by now, I will just say you are very socially awkward, but more socially awkward than me, which is impressive. But if you haven't heard about the shooting that happened this Friday, there have been loads, and I mean loads of support going on. Except for one group, in which you all basically probably heard of, and if you haven't, well, basically like I said, you're socially awkward, or, well, by this point, I am just impressed. But, the Westboro Baptist Church. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of, don't know what they really are, but you think it's just a normal church, right? It's not. They are actually a hate group. Well, everyone considers them a hate group. Basically, Westboro Baptist Church hates homosexuals, any kind, and they will protest to the extreme to it about, just, saying God hates fags and all that, and just, really? You know how they also hate let's not hate the military, but, oh, I even want to know how to get into this, because, those are just some brains I don't want to think how their process goes. Let's just say that. But likewise, I heard from one of my students, well, not students, classmates, blah moment, anyways, that they were actually going to Connecticut to protest about, the massacre, and saying how this was God's plan, God had intentions for killing all those people, and just like, do you really have to do that? I mean, honestly, you can actually go look up, and what I'm actually using now, the Washington Post. This is the article, and I quote, Westboro Church, the tiny independent fundamentalist Christian church based in Topeka, Kansas, announced on Twitter that, once again, they are planning to stomp over our nation's heartache by protesting at funerals of the victims of Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting and declaring God sent the shooter. I mean, honestly, why? Why do that? That's stupid. That's insane. That is... Well, you're not crazy. I mean, you are basically saying what you want, because it is freedom of speech, but, think about what other people think. First off, how are they going to react? That's just mean. That's absurd. I'm morally ashamed that people don't think about them, that they're thinking about themselves than other people, because I'm really, It also shows how there's actually a picture on the Washington Post of the biker gang, which if you haven't really heard of, I heard about it actually today as well. This biker gang basically it came to, a funeral to actually, an anti-protest, to stop the protest from happening or coming. And when they got there, the biker gang, to make sure that everything went well, the Westboro Church didn't even come. I mean, if you're going to announce it, at least grow some balls and do it. I mean, honestly. Otherwise, yeah, you're a coward. And, well, that's all I gotta say. I mean, how can one church group can be this thing? Church, not religion, but people who basically go to church, they hate using the word religion. They prefer it to be a relationship. I'm okay with that, Religion kind of does scare me, and I hate talking about religion as it is. But, Christianity is supposed to be like this thing where it is a relationship. You're supposed to, have a love, I guess, thing for it. But the fact that they're doing this is like the pastor, I guess, however, if I can find him. Okay, Reverend Phelps. He says like he's the, I guess, the main saint. If you're just, it's like, you're just as bad as those other people who are saying the apocalypse is coming in like 4 days, which you haven't even heard actually is supposed to happen in 4 days, so I guess we're all gonna die. Right after my 16th birthday. But I mean, if so, you're just as bad as them. Don't, you may be allowed to just hate on one group, which, I am an excuse since I do live in the Bible Belt, and I'm not saying every, but some churches, they do not really say how homosexuality is bad. That I am used to. But you're saying how God hates fags, and, another military person has died, and with this? I mean, honestly, why? Why are you doing that? It's absurd, like I said. And speaking of the shootings, like I said, many other people are actually, sending their... What is it? Oh, God. They're sitting there, basically being in thoughts and all that. In fact, actually, my school is actually writing a card. In fact, of how, all the students can be able to write on the card, on a message saying, many sayings and all that. I decided actually to do it as well. What I basically wrote was, there's a saying that I learned, and I want you guys to as well. It's a saying that actually all of the LGBT community should know. And that is called, it gets better. In which case, it does, with something such as this, for the families and all, it's gonna take a long time to get better, I will admit. But, from something that my friends taught me about getting over people, it's gonna take time. Longer than all. And what's sad about this is that, this shooting happened right before Christmas. I mean, for those families who already have presents under the tree, they won't have Christmas with their child. It's sad. It's not right. So, when you're going to bed tonight, make sure that the funeral does go well for all these families. Make sure, just pray, wish, hope, whichever religion, or if you don't have a religion or anything like that, but at least just make sure that you just, whichever religion, or not religion, but just make sure you have the thoughts and prayers of the victims of the massacre, and just hope and pray that, the funeral goes well. Because, they're taking donations quite a bit for funerals. So that's what I'm wanting you guys to do today. I'm not going to post the results today for the contest or anything like that, because, I feel like this video needs to be talked about. This is something basically in more of an American culture. I guess maybe the world itself got kind of rocked about this. So, like I said, just make sure you keep the Sandy Hook Elementary School in your thoughts and prayers. And, you know, hug your family. That's it for now. Bye.